Welcome to another week of Jacks in the Pod. I'm Jack John.
I'm Jack Velasquez, and this is week 6 of the Super Contest picks for Two Jacks in a Pod. We'll do a quick recap of last week, our performances, and then we'll pick our picks of this week. And then at the end, we'll talk maybe a little bit of baseball and our surprise picks of the week. So, Jack John, why don't you go ahead and start with how well you performed last week?
For a moment there, it was very ethereal. It was very much like I was going 5-0. And then very quickly, I was not. In the span of maybe like 3 minutes, had the Vikings win early and then watched the Jaguars tie. Did not realize. I thought, okay, well, that'll be my loss. Nope,
Yeah.
that was the win. And, yeah, then watched the Bengals blow it. Who else blew it? There was anyone that blew in the fourth quarter, I had.
Yeah, that was good for me. Mostly because we had our jack off pick was Bengals, Ravens, and it looked like you were gonna win again and continue like turning around the momentum. But Burrow came through for me in the clutch with the interception and Lamar being Lamar, and then he fumbled in overtime, and I was like, oh man, here we go. Like Jack John's gonna win because the line was also like 2.5, so like in overtime, if they kicked the field goal you were going to win that one. But then no, they kicked the field goal and he missed. And then Henry ran it down, and then I covered plus or -2.5. So that was great for me.
Yeah, it was brutal. How,
Yeah.
how else did you go besides the jack off?
I went, well, the jack off is always guaranteed victory for me. So easy +1. I also was on the Vikings. Um, and then I had the Bears, and the Bears destroyed. Unfortunately, I had the Steelers on this contest, but I also bet on them and like had them in parlays, and then they just lost. I didn't even watch the game. I just woke up at like 2 in the morning, and I was like, oh, let me check. This game was taking so long, I couldn't stay awake. And then I saw that they lost 20-17, so that sucked. And then I was like, oh, why don't I go with you on the Saints? That's a good idea. Terrible, terrible idea. I
Terrible
don't know
idea.
why we went against Mahomes. Will we ever learn? I don't think so.
No, we won't. No, we won't. And with that, let's get to another week.
All right, perfect. Well, we should tell people we looked at the standings, and we're in deadlock. We're both 11 wins, 13 losses, and one push. So there is no clear winner. But like again, I think maybe this week I'll just have you give the 5 picks, and then I'll just pick against that, and perhaps I might jump up to like 16 and 13 and one.
I mean, is that the only way we can succeed?
I think so. Yeah. I think I just need to hear your picks and then fade them.
Well, with that, why don't you go first?
Okay. Well, I'm going to stay in London. This game is in London, Jack John, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm going to go. The game is between the Jacksonville/London Jaguars versus my hometown Chicago Bears. The line is 2 points given to the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears are favored by 2. I'm gonna stay with the Bears here. I'm gonna ride them again. I'm gonna take them 2 points. I think they're got a better defense than the Jaguars. I'm not concerned about the traveling. I think Trevor Lawrence is overrated at this point, and I think there'll be a couple picks. The defense will keep it close. Chicago Bears give me a field goal. I think they win by 3, probably a low scoring game. So I'm gonna have the Bears -2.
Pencil that in for a loss because I'm joining you on that one.
Oh
I also
no.
was like,
Uh,
picked the Jaguars last week as that was kind of my lock. They tied. And honestly, I thought that was the best the Jags could ever play. I thought they were playing their best, and they still almost blew it to Joe Flacco. Uh,
yeah,
all I was thinking when they were losing was, man, it's going to suck that Doug Peterson gets fired right after this.
yeah,
That is the realm they're in. I think like the Jags are very close to like just firing Doug Peterson the next loss and starting to rebuild.
yeah. Yeah, I think the Bears come through. I think Williams has been playing well. I think they're figuring something out with him. Hopefully that carries over overseas. And so I think yeah, hopefully the Bears. I'm again I'm rooting. I'm rooted in the defense carrying this team to victory. So
I also think what's crazy was last week. turns out Caleb Williams is a good quarterback if his offensive line blocks for him.
Yeah, it's a weird concept these days. A lot of people forget that if you just give them time, they can throw the ball, and he's pretty good at throwing it.
He was
So
pretty good.
yeah.
So
Um,
I got
that
another
was,
one. Oh,
okay, go ahead. That's like my favorite. So I'm starting off with my favorite and then working down to lower confidence.
okay. This definitely, I don't know where this ranks in my favorites. I'll just go with this one because it's next down on the line. I'm going with the Ravens giving 6.5 to the Commanders. I look, the Ravens, I think look good. I think they're solid. I think Jaden Daniels is very good, but I think he's going to play a real defense and he's going to, and Lamar Jackson's been hearing all week, oh, Jaden Daniels is the next Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson. He's going to dominate the Commanders.
Wow.
Let me give those 6.5 away.
Oh man. All right. I had them written down in pencil, but I had the Commanders written down in pencil. Do I make them into pen?
You want to
I
go for
don't
the
know.
jack up on this one?
I don't know. I like the 6.5. I feel like that's pretty high, and like Burrow threw 4 touchdowns on this Ravens defense. They can throw the ball. I know they don't have a Jamar Chase on the Commanders, but McDaniels can throw the ball. And I don't know. I feel like the Commanders can cover that 6.5. It's pretty high, backdoor cover-ish feeling to me. I'm gonna stay away from that game, but just remember, I do feel like the Commanders win, so therefore, loss on you. There you go. I'm gonna go with Titans.
Ooh,
The line was +1, I think, in our pool
yep.
and pick 'em. And then Michael Pittman is out injured. He will not be playing this game, and that's pretty much their offense for the Colts. So they won't have any wide receivers to throw to. And so once that news broke that he was out, the line actually moved uh, on like FanDuel and other sites. Now the Titans are favored by 2.5 points. So the betting market thinks that that news was big enough to flip the line 3.5 points. So I'm getting a point with the Titans. I think I'm going to take that given the news on the Colts. So I'm going to just do the Titans +1, just given the market and the injury news. I think we got a good number. So I'm going to take the Titans +1.
I think that's fair. Look, the Colts, Joe Flacco, that could easily be over pretty soon. I just, I'm staying away from the Titans just because Will Levis, I don't know, he's in like the psycho zone where he may just like blow
Right.
up internally.
Right.
Like, I don't know what the deal is with him. And I don't know. I just want to stay away from the Titans. And the Colts are way too frisky all the time. I don't know where their
Yeah.
weapons are coming from, but they are kind of like a good team.
The Colts.
Yeah, I mean, just to stay alive. I don't know if they win any games, but man, do they make it exciting when they lose.
Right. Yeah, and these teams always play really ugly because it's a conference game. But I'm gonna take the home dog. I think I'm gonna just take the home dog and go with it. They had a bye week. Hopefully they taught, Will Levis and they trained him out of all those terrible ideas. And if not, like pull him and put someone else in.
Well, we'll see.
All
So
right, what's up next?
for my next one, going pretty well down the line today. I've got the Chargers giving 3 to the Broncos. Um, Harbaugh after a bye week, I think that he's really going to show everyone how good he is, especially when you get a little time to heal, a little time to be better. The Chargers defense is actually very good, and I think they're going to give Bo Nix just an awful time. I think Harbaugh's just been like, I'm going to nail this guy.
All right. Well, I second that. I also have the Chargers on my list. Chargers -3. For the same reasons. I know the Broncos have won like their couple of their last games here. But I still don't think Bo Nix is good. And uh, give me a field goal. At worst, we push, but I think this might be an easy, clear victory for the Chargers on the road.
I like to pick. I made it too. Do you think the
Uh,
Broncos, are you afraid of the Broncos at all? I mean, they're kind of a good team.
I'm afraid of their defense, um, but I think I'm more afraid of their passing defense than their run defense, and the Chargers just run. So I think they'll just run the ball, control the time of possession, and then when Bo Nix gets the ball, I think he'll give it away. Um, as a famous band once said, by the name of Red Hot Chili Peppers, give it away, yeah. Okay, so that's what Bo Nix will be doing.
That's a rock history lesson now.
Yeah, there you go. I'll try to do some other connections when we get through the rest of my picks. Try
Okay.
to off the cusp. All
Um,
right, what do you have
so
next? We have two picks left.
why don't you go? Because I picked the Chargers.
Okay, that's true. So there's a lot of home dogs this week, so it's really, really difficult. So like I think it's like a majority of these ones are home dogs. And I feel like I'm just gonna be picking against them. So I was thinking to pick the Lions -3 against the Cowboys, but I think I'm gonna stay away from that one. I also kind of liked Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Saints, given the Spencer Rattler news coming out. But I'm going to stay away from that one just because those teams play against each other pretty like weirdly. Whenever it's like NFC South divisional games and the whole like they haven't been at home this whole week because of the hurricane, so I'm going to stay away from that. But I'm going to pick a road dog, and I'm going to or sorry, not a road dog, a road favorite. And I'm going to go to the Sunday night football game. This is a must win for Cincinnati. They have to win this game, and they're playing it at the Jets, or sorry, at the Giants. And I just think Daniel Jones doesn't play good in New York because of the pressure. So I think once he starts to crumble, the lights are going to be on him. I'm going to take the Bengals. I think the line was -3.5, so I'm going to take the Bengals -3.5.
Man, we are way too aligned on all these this week. Yeah, I also like the Bengals. I got
Oh
Joe
man,
Burrow MVP pick. I think he's at the point where he's playing like an MVP, but the Bengals aren't winning. I think this is the week where they start to turn around. I think it all starts to even out. You know, Bengals are going to beat a bad team like the Giants, even though the Giants are kind of frisky. I mean, they're out there, they're playing well. I agree with you though. I just think Daniel Jones takes a step back, and I trust Joe Burrow in the lights.
yeah. All right. So we're down to one more pick. Do you want to go? Should I go?
I can go.
Okay.
I wasn't sure these next two picks came down, or this last one came down to me for either green team. I was thinking either Packers or Jets. Um,
Oh,
I thought Jets may have a revenge game. You know, head coach fired, ready to rise up, fired Nathaniel Hackett or demoted him. I mean, they basically just made a whole coaching change, and they have
yeah.
a pretty good defense. I think their defense will perform. Aaron Rodgers will, show out like he does always when a coach gets fired. It's just, it's like basically New Year's for him.
Yeah.
Said I'm still staying away from the Bills, and I'm going to the other green team. I'm going to the Packers. Packers giving 5 to the Cardinals. I think this is the week where the Cardinals really start to fall off. Kyler Murray, you know, Call of Duty's coming out. He's got to get ready for that. And I think the
Yeah.
Packers are really good, especially at home.
All right. Well, we get 5 picks a week. Um, we haven't talked, but we have been aligned on 4. I also have the Packers -5 against the Cardinals. The Cardinals had a big, big win against the Niners last week, and I think there'll be an emotional letdown from that. They'll have to travel to Green Bay. I think it's going to be a little chilly in Wisconsin this weekend. So also, Kyler doesn't play well like in grass, like outdoor grass surfaces. He's more of a, like indoor kind of turf player. So I also have the Packers. -5. I think my only concern is that the line is moving the opposite way. Right now, the Packers are -4.5 now on the live lines. I'm going to go with the Packers. I still think that's good value, 5 at home. So I will go with you on every pick. So there probably won't be any change in our standings unless the Titans lose and the Ravens win. But maybe that's why we go. Maybe I change one of these picks to the jack off because we can't have 1 week without a jack off. That just feels weird. So I don't know, but we'll see.
It feels weird, but I mean, you could always switch that to the Commanders if you want to trust the rookie quarterback on the
On
road.
the road.
And I will say, like growing up in the DMV, I've seen the Commanders play the Ravens a lot. Generally, this is the week where the Ravens show that they're just a better team.
Yeah.
They're better. They are the better team in the DMV or the outside DMV area. I mean, they're just more organized. They're always reliable. They have a consistent like quarterbacks, coaching. They're everything the Commanders aren't. Maybe the Commanders are different, but I'll say this is generally the week where the Ravens like generally stomp the Commanders.
Yeah. No, I'm going to stay away. But I think we're just going to go with our 4 aligned picks. And then no jack off this week. We're going to give it a little break. Where, rejuvenate
We've
our
been
team.
hitting it hard.
Yeah. We need to take it. We're getting a little old here. We can't hit it. Can't hit it every week. We gotta give each other a little bit of a break here. So
Yeah. So yeah, those are our picks for the week. Hopefully, we'll be up the standings, but either way, we'll be going together.
yeah, I love it. Yeah. We could either go 4-1, or we could go 1-4, easily.
And let's be honest, we all know what the likely scenario is.
2-3.
Two and
Two
three.
and that's my motto. All right, so let's do some surprise picks of the week. This is where we kind of like pick an underdog, or kind of, come up with a bet that we are just kind of thinking about, looking at some lines. Could be pro, could be college. I'm going to start off, and I'm going to do a teaser of some sorts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tease the Commanders, which are +6.5. I'm going to take them up to 12.5. And then I'm going to take where did they go? I'm going to take the Texans down to money line, essentially at 0.5 point. Right now they're at 6.5. I'm going to take them down to 0.5. So essentially taking Texans money line and then pulling the Commanders up to 12.5. That's going to be my surprise pick of the week.
That's a solid one. Yeah, I'm going a little different. My mind, I haven't really focused on college football, and to be honest, I haven't really focused on the NFL because I get locked up in the baseball this time of year. Specifically the Dodgers, they're my team. We just talked about how much money I got locked up in on the Dodgers to win.
Yeah,
Still holding on.
Yeah, over $300.
Yeah, it's not a small amount, but just like everything, I tie everything in my life to the Dodgers. If they lose, it destroys me. I need to go hibernate for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're not going to worry about that because I got the best bet of Jack Knives of the year. This is a little secret. It's This is money every week, every time. Well, it's not every week, but it pretty much comes every week. It's Shohei Ohtani hits a home run every 3 games. The guy is like a Japanese clock. He always just ticks right. Like,
All right.
and it's been 3 games since he hit a home run. I'm going Shohei Ohtani anytime home run and money line. Dodgers win.
There you go. Dodgers win. They'll move on to play the Mets, and hopefully then the Mets won't destroy you in that 7-game series because they are hot. Yeah, I really hope the Dodgers come through and win that series. Just because I don't really care for the Padres and I don't care for Tatis. Right now they're like, oh, look at him, he's great, he's doing great. Look, he's back to his old self. I'm like, yeah, back to his old steroid self. So potentially probably using some steroids. Also, I mean, Otani's got to have some money on the Dodgers going pretty far in the playoffs, so he's going to need them to win. I agree. I always tail you on these Otani ones, and they always tend to pay off. So I'll be going with you on that Otani home run and the money line. That'll give you about plus 297. So I think that's a good little parlay there. Can I get you some money?
And Friday night can't be bigger than that. Friday night under the lights.
Under the lights. The game is at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So Jack John will be getting off of work, very stressed out. My son will be asleep, and I'll have the game on. I will be watching, and hopefully, Jack John, you'll be responding to my texts live as we go through it. It's fine if you don't. I know you usually don't. And then the next day, I send you a meme based off of what happens. So when they lost game 3 and you were there, I sent you the little Dr. Evil, I love you, you complete me. And then after they won and it looked like they were good, I sent you the Larry David meme like, hey, there you go. It was good. Like, yeah, that's the team we know. So hopefully game 5, they win and I get to fish out another meme of excitement for you.
Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for because yeah, it gets a little dark. Also, big complaint with the MLB. Their timing on all sorts of broadcasts is all over the place. The radio broadcasts are all different. The TV broadcasts are different. I, you know, there's a lot of different feeds out there for baseball. They kind of need to pull their act together.
Are you saying that they're like slower? Like
They're
some are
slower,
slower?
faster. Like I'm never watching the game at real speed. Like I'm always somewhere else. I'm always checking the ESPN app, seeing the pitch count, seeing the hits.
You're used to getting a text from me like that sucked
Yeah,
and they're still pitching or like it's already in a new half inning and I'm just way behind.
pretty much.
All
Hate it. Hate it.
right, man. Well, we did that. That's week 6. My favorite part about this week, I think, of the picks were we're all aligned. And then at the end, you say, I haven't really been paying attention to football. That really makes me feel good. I feel really good about my picks now, more than ever. So here we go again, week 6. Hopefully, we can get some winning percentage, 3-2 or 4-1 at best.
Week 6, locked in.